Renting versus buying a home, what you need to know. If you're thinking about whether or not renting is better than buying a home, here's what you need to know. Buying a home can be one of the biggest investments that you will make in your lifetime. In fact, the average cost of buying a home is currently around $285,000. You might be thinking about whether you should also rent instead so that you can save up more money for a down payment and closing costs. Well, let's see if renting versus buying makes sense for you right now. There are several considerations that need to be taken into account before making such an important decision regarding your living situation. Keep reading to learn more about renting versus buying your own home and which one makes the most sense for you as an individual at this point in your life. The pros and cons of renting a home. If you are currently renting, there are many advantages associated with keeping on renting. First of all, you don't have to worry about maintenance. You don't have to fix broken plumbing, replace a broken water heater, or replace the siding on your home. When you own a home, the responsibility to take care of these things falls on you. If you are renting, you don't have to do any of these things. However, you do have to pay your rent. With that being said, renting is often much less expensive than buying a home. You don't have to worry about making a large down payment and closing costs, which can be very expensive. You can simply write a rent check every month and not have to worry about anything else. The pros and cons of buying a home. When you own a home, you have a place to call your own. You don't have to worry about being evicted, and you can make as many changes to the home as you want. You also don't have to worry about being a good tenant and giving your landlord a ton of money every month. If you own a home, you get to decide who lives there with you. If you are currently renting, there's no guarantee that you'll be able to stay in that rental home for the long term. If you want the security of owning your own home, buying a home is the best choice. Buying a home is a great way to build equity and save money over the long term. As your home's value goes up, your equity goes up as well, which means you can use that equity to get a lower interest rate on your mortgage if you need to refinance down the road. How to decide between renting versus buying a home. If you were trying to decide between renting and buying a home, you'll want to first look at your monthly budget. You need to make sure that you will be able to make the payments on a monthly basis. You also need to make sure that you have enough money saved up for a down payment and closing costs. If you have a good amount of money saved up, buying a home might be the right choice for you. If you don't have a lot saved up for a down payment yet, renting might be a better option for now. You don't want to get into a situation where you get behind on your payments and get evicted, which could damage your credit score. Other things to keep in mind when renting versus buying a home. Another thing to keep in mind when renting versus buying a home is the length of your lease. If you are renting, you can simply move out when your lease ends and find a new place to live. If you are buying a home, you'll have to sell the place at some point, which would take several months or even years. You also have to consider the extra money that you would need to put towards a mortgage. Overall, when you rent, you don't have to make any repairs to the home. When you buy a home, though, you need to be prepared to make repairs as they come up. It's important to keep all of these things in mind when deciding whether to rent or buy a home. Now that you know a bit more about renting versus buying a home, it's time to decide which one makes the most sense for your situation. If you are currently renting and you don't want to commit to a long-term lease, you might want to continue renting for the time being. If you have enough money saved up for a down payment and closing costs and you're ready to buy a home, go for it. Now that you know more about renting versus buying a home, you can make a more informed decision about which one is best for your situation. If you enjoyed this video and got value from it, hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. Comment below if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.